Hey everyone, today is going to be a slightly different format. Instead of multiplayer games, it's going to be a 1v1 with Neha as the protagonist. Neha is playing the Delhi against English. So far it's just the standard opening, so there's not much to say about it. She's researching efficient production, which will double the production speed of her barracks and production buildings. She's also getting the wood from the closest spot to her town center, so these villagers are pretty safe. And then the production buildings are next to the town center, so that's also really good. Okay. First raid, Neha has 3 archers here, and she's sending a horseman. At the same time, the opponent is sending their longbows. And that's something that happens often. Neha likes to send archers, or I mean the military, with the move command instead of the attack move. The difference is that if you do the move command, which is like just right clicking somewhere, they will go somewhere and ignore anything that happens. However, if you do attack move, they will move towards an area and attack any unit that they encounter. So the English noblemen also did move instead of attack move. That's why the two groups of archers miss each other, which is pretty funny. Anyway, so the horseman that Neha sent earlier still hasn't done anything. It could have disturbed the farmers from way back. Also, right now, if we look at the army, Neha has 15 versus 6, and it's only longbowmen. That means that if these people, and she's sending them now, go attack now, they will destroy everything. They will destroy the whole army. And so these archers should also go. There's no reason for them to be here since the whole army of the opponent has been destroyed 1 minute ago. So these should really go attack now. Attack here and attack here, especially here, because with the archers attacking here, the town center cannot fight back, and without wood, they cannot have longbowmen, so they will not be able to get more army. Okay, let's take a look here. Neha has sent 3 horsemen. However, you see how they're glowing right now, the units? It's because they get an attack speed bonus when they fight next to their town center or a tower. So that's why the English are so hard to beat. English bases are so hard to raid. It's because if you're close to their base, their army gets attack speed bonus, and then this town center will fire double the amount of arrows compared to regular town centers. And finally, Neha has not researched her, not this one, the ranged armor increase. Had she researched this for free, then the horseman would have survived much longer. Anyway, considering that she has a total of, she just lost 2, which means she had 7 horsemen earlier. Had she sent all 7 horsemen here, she would have done a lot of damage. However, they're just waiting here. Yeah, this whole army should be over there. So the build order calls for a blacksmith, but maybe she missed it. it makes a huge difference because right now all they have is ranged attack, except for one spearman. So yeah, having the ranged defense bonus would have helped so much. And you can see how the English enemy is also wishy-washy. They have a pretty strong army. They could try and raid, they could do things, but they don't because they're just as afraid of Neha's army. It's interesting. Okay, so what's going on right now? Neha is finally going to capture the sacred sites. Ideally, she should have done that as soon as the what was it called, sanctity was researched. She should have gone take this sacred site and this sacred site, and then wall them with just a few archers, and then multitask and send the rest of her army to raid probably the wood or these farmers. One thing that is strange is Neha is now making spearmen, and that's not the right unit to do because the enemy, as she has seen earlier, has longbowmen and spearmen. So to beat the longbowmen you want the horsemen, and to beat the spearmen you want archers. The spearmen get killed by the enemy longbows, so there's really no reason why she should make spearmen. Unless she has seen a stable, which she hasn't because there is no stable. Anyway, so this is pretty good actually. Taking the long route. However, it looks like they saw it. Okay, this is too close to the town center, so you're taking damage for nothing. Still without the ranged armor upgrade, so it hurts more than it should. Okay, this is not a good spot to attack because this town center will double fire. You still don't have ranged armor, and then you're sending horsemen to spearmen. And these archers should be attacking spearmen, but they're attacking a gold mine. At this point, it's clear that you cannot beat that. It's better to run away, maybe to this side, and then come back when they're distracted. So that's okay. So now, it should be clear that there is no horsemen, no cavalry in this army, and that Neha can stop making spearmen. It should double down on archers and horsemen. So it's good that she's making horsemen, but she needs to make a lot more archers. Yeah, and focus on the ranged armor. That's pretty good. Resource-wise, she's been doing pretty good. She's been spending most of her resources. And as soon as she got enough to go to the next age, she went to the next age. 13 minutes is kind of the right time. So again, these people should go get this sacred site to get even more gold, and that will help a lot when making Castle Age army. By the way, what I said earlier about countering this army, which was like making more horsemen and archers, is true in the feudal age. In the Castle Age, if you do men at arms, then you destroy this whole army. If you only do men at arms, you will destroy this whole army. So she doesn't have enough wood to do it, but usually in preparation of Castle Age, you want to put down like maybe 2 or 3 barracks, so that as soon as you reach the Castle Age, you can start making mass men at arms. With 800 food and 300 gold, you can make like 6-7 men at arms, and they would actually beat this army. And then you make more, and then you can run over this. And that. I don't know if you can see these spikes. This is an English longbowman ability. It's called Palings, and what it does is it takes a few seconds to set up, but once they set it up, if cavalry goes onto it, they take damage and they get stunned. Plus, there's a bunch of spearmen that are still alive. So what you want to do is keep your horsemen in the back while the archers um, focus on the spearmen. But you can see earlier she spent too much on spearmen instead of archers, and so she only has 3 archers left. So this is not a great fight. Okay, this is good. Taking back the horsemen. But yeah, sending them to battle as long as the spearmen are there is not an efficient fight. Not a bad fight though. This is really good. As soon as Neha got to the Castle Age, she started making Lancers, which is the Castle Age army. And Men at Arms, this is awesome. This is awesome. So now the enemy is making their Age 3 landmark, which is a castle, in the middle of the map. And Neha doesn't have a scout, so she doesn't see it. She only sees it around here. So. Again, if this monk had gone there, it would have meant a lot of free gold. Researching all the upgrades, that is great. They're free, so yeah, there's no reason not to do it. And she has 5 scholars in the mosque, which means that her the research is much faster than if the mosque was empty. Okay, let's take a look. So now she tries to attack and she sees 2 things. First, that the English have a castle, and second, that they have at least 1 mangonel. So it's pretty dangerous to wait here like this without a scout in the tower, because if the enemy decides to attack and Neha is busy doing things here, she will lose half of the army. So ideally this should be somewhere safe where you can see the enemy advance. This is pretty dangerous. And yeah, as soon as okay, this is not good. So as soon as she sees that, she should think, okay, my rally point is too far out. It needs to be here by the tower. So she did the right thing here, putting her army closer to the tower where she can see, but she still hasn't moved the rally point here. So she's gonna lose a few more units. And now again it's clear they have 2 mangonels. You really need springles or good cavalry. And okay, now she moved the rally point, but these units, they got created before she had moved the rally point, so she's losing a few more units, which is too bad. That's like, those little things you can fix pretty easily. Look at Neha's army, it's huge. As long as you don't plan to raid, what I like to do, as long as you don't plan to attack, like have a huge battle, what I like to do is send the cavalry on the other side. Oh, she's doing it with these people, but it's kind of slow. I like to do it with the cavalry because they can go here, hit it, and then come back here in time for the battle. Yeah, so in order to put this relic in the mosque, she should right click on the mosque, and then the scholar will put it into the mosque, and then she can collect free gold. That's unfortunate. Where's her raid? The raid party's here. So it seems like it's a pattern I've seen a few times already. that Neha's thinking, okay, I'm going to raid, I'm going to send a few units to the enemy. And then she's like, okay, I will post them somewhere near, and then I will get back to it when I get back to it. And then she doesn't get back to it because she gets distracted somewhere else. So what I would do, usually I have a scout posted not here, but closer to where the villages might be. You know, maybe here or maybe here. Then I know where they are. So then what I do is I shift right click, and then shift a move to that area. So what they will do is they might go here and then here to avoid the town center, and then they will attack anything that is in their path here, which is those villagers, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. Similarly, the first horseman at the beginning of the game, she could have done this and an attack move in this direction, and they would have attacked the farmers. One other thing is, since you see the castle, indeed the right response is to make a trebuchet, but then you also need the springles. You want maybe 2 springles and 2 trebuchets to deal with this attack. There's another thing you can do is a castle, and she actually did make a castle after this. But let's take a look at how this goes. This is good, but yeah, of course they react immediately. So what I would do now here is to send the cavalry directly to the mangonels. Send them directly to the mangonels, because otherwise they will shoot on your infantry and you will take a lot of damage. So they're retreating, and Neha has so much, she could one-shot these 2 mangonels. She could one-shot these 2 mangonels so easily and lose nothing. So that's too bad. Without Springled, you can snipe these with cavalry, and she had the perfect opportunity to do so. Okay, finally the raid is coming. This is good. Unfortunately, they react right away, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, so now you can see that they've reacted, and this thing will fire like crazy. So she could have retreated a few seconds earlier. Still, this is a pretty good raid. So far, she has killed 9 villagers. Okay, now it's time to go. You can save these archers, go take a walk, and then come back. And yeah, it will distract them even more. This is good. Putting a keep. So then you can put your trebuchet here, and it will prevent the enemy from attacking your trebuchets. Oh, more raids. Oh, yes. This is great. This is great. Yes, and kill the trebuchet, yes, because that means that they cannot do much against your castle. This is amazing. This is an amazing raid, and now you can see that she has killed 21 villagers. What are these people doing? What are these villagers doing? Yeah, anyway, that's okay. They're coming back to work now. Okay, let's take a look at this attack. So this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea for a few reasons. First, Neha had enough gold to make trebuchets. And you have a castle. The whole point of the castle is to protect the trebuchets while they destroy the enemy keep. If you do that, you lose nothing. They don't have anything to counter it, because you just killed one of their trebuchets, the other one is in their base. By the time the trebuchet comes, it will be too late. So you don't need to waste any army destroying this. if you spent a few more gold, a few more gold to make trebuchets, maybe 3 trebuchets instead of 4 rams. Also, the next thing is, you can see how this castle is now firing cannonballs. Let's take another look. Boom, cannonball. And the cannonball, the problem is, it's very powerful, and it also has area of effect. So it will kill Neha's entire army pretty fast. You don't want that. And then, you know, they have their whole army behind it. So basically, she lost her whole army. And even if those rams manage to take this down, it's not a good fight. And you can see here how it translates into the destroyed value. Eric has destroyed 10,000 worth of values, while Neha only has 7,000. When you see this army also, you know that you want mangonels. You make 2 mangonels and maybe 2 or 3 sprinkles to destroy these enemy mangonels, and you're good. You can destroy this whole army. And then, oh, this is a good raid. Too bad that there is no more villager. So if there is no more villager, you should go elsewhere. You saw from the beginning of the game that the farms are here, and if they're not getting the wood from here, they're probably getting it from somewhere else, but there is no wood around here. So it has to be here. So now the next raid should come here and, you know, go like this. Or try going this way, because there is no wall yet. So yeah, destroying the white tower here actually didn't really do much. Actually, it was detrimental to Neha's economy and army. What is she producing now? That too doesn't do much, like killing houses. Doesn't do much compared to killing villagers. And the ram is 300 wood that she used to destroy 2 houses. To destroy only 1 house worth 50 wood. So again, that is not a good trade. The trebuchet is coming, and now they're dead. The trebuchet only works against buildings, it doesn't work against armies, so the trebuchet should have stayed until there is an actual building to destroy, like this. But she knows that this huge army is here, so right now what she should be doing is panic building army. She's only building 2 crossbowmen here. That's not enough to defend against this army, and this keep is not going to be enough either. With the gold that she has and the wood, she could do the siege that I was talking about and defend a little bit better. Yeah. You don't want to attack like this. If you do this, then you just lose your army. This crossbowman also will just die for nothing. So yeah, Springolds can also snipe the trebuchet from afar, so that would have helped. But at this point, she doesn't have the siege to take this down, so she will lose the castle. And the elephant is not useful against that army, because they have a bunch of spearmen. And you don't want to send them to battle, because your army is way too weak. You want to put them near the town center or somewhere where you can assemble a large army and then attack. Yeah, that's kind of the end now. See spearman against elephant, the elephant is gonna lose. And now they're making a bunch of barracks. Yeah, it's over. But it's really unfortunate that she would lose with so many resources in the bank. Sure, Eric has way more, but she could still have won because if he doesn't have enough production buildings, which he doesn't so far, then she could have destroyed this and then produce a larger army faster than they can and overrun their base. Okay, next game. But yeah, they were still pretty well done. Let's take a look at the next game.